All right, guys, so here we are tonight. I have the privilege of speaking to the Bandys High School fishing team. It's a high school not far from the house. Good friends with the team captain, the old team coach guy. He wanted to come up here, so we're here. We're going to talk to some kids, talk some fellowship, talk some fishing, talk some life experience, eat some pizza, and hopefully they learn a little bit, and I don't pull.
Very thankful for this dude. He's been just a good friend and encourager. We competed against each other in a lot of local stuff.
Nighttime mostly.
Yep, he kicks my butt every now and then, but I get my share at nighttime fishing.
I'm not a very good vampire.
No, it's good. We have a good time.
It's not big time, don't worry about it. He forced me to have to do this wherever he is over there. This is forced. Not coming to see y'all, just stand in front of a camera. I hate cameras. I've hated them. My wife will tell you what, it's never been for about the attention. I've never liked the attention. I'll freak out every time somebody comes up, can I have an autograph? I'm like, if you really want it, I'll give it to you, but I don't know why you want it, just plain old me. So what do y'all want to know about? What do you want to hear? Huh? That's the easy part. We can talk about that all the time. What do you want to hear? You want some inspiration? You just want me to talk a little bit? You want some?
Why don't you tell them a little bit of your story, Hank?
My story?
I think you got a great story of
My story makes people cry.
the ups and downs, and I've heard it a few times.
My story, I'll give you a really fast rundown of my story, all right? Was supposed to be one of the biggest baseball players to come out of North Carolina. Fishing was always my passion. Baseball was something that I did. I was the first one in my entire family tree to go to college. I mean, I have more of a family bush. Don't really know much outside that, so it's not a big, tall tree, but I take pride in saying that I was the first one in the family to go to college. Since then, my youngest sister and my niece have both gone, so I kind of take credit for that, although they're much better students than I was. If they'd had fishing back then, I'd probably still be in college. But, so, played baseball in college, enjoyed it, still liked fishing. Short, funny thing, in high school, we have scouts at the game every Friday night. Show up to play, I told my son about it, he hears the stories, there's just scouts all the way down the line, It's big time, big stuff, right? You know, and I'm just trying to figure out when this bass fishing tournament is, when I can go to this golf course and sneak on this pond at the right time without getting caught and getting kicked off. So anyhow, I get a questionnaire. It's like the third day of school of my senior year from the Minnesota Twins. And the principal brings me this packet and I look at it. I'm filling out my stuff and it's like, ask you about your age, family, this, that, and the other. Then there's one question where I knew I screwed up on. I don't think I really did because I believe the Lord puts you on earth for a purpose and everybody figures out that purpose at some time. It might not be the direct direction, but that's why he's got us with a built-in GPS and we may get off track, wrong turn, but eventually we find our way back to the right place. So this question is, where do you see yourself in 10 years? I'm a 17-year-old. Well, yeah, getting ready to turn 18. Where do I see myself in 10 years? You would think, considering it's the Minnesota Twins, one of the biggest baseball organizations in the country, I'm going to write down playing first base or playing shortstop, playing right field for the Minnesota Twins. You know what I write? Professional bass fisherman. You know how many letters I got after that? 0. That's where my heart's always been. It's always been outside, in the woods, on the water, in the lake. It's just where I wanted to be. It's my happy place. It's always been my home. So flash forward through that. I always fished a little bit here and there, fished a little bit here and there. Was married the first time. Sorry, I have to mention this. And that didn't work out real well. The second time worked out awesome because she's right there. She was coming off, you would say, failed marriage or whatever, but we got together and things have been 100%. Now, they have not been smooth. We've had our ups and downs. It's gone crazy. Had a great job. Wanted to try fishing. Fished the FLW. Had some pretty good success pretty early. We got kind of big-headed. One thing you should never do like we did, we got kind of careless with money. All of a sudden, the economy gets bad. Boom. Can't fish anymore. Here I am with a college degree, can't find a job. And for, I don't know, we borrowed money. to pay bills. We did everything we had to do, everything we could to feed him because we didn't have her yet. So I took a job right down the street at Balls Creek Farm and Garden. Y'all know where that place was, if it's still there or not? And I loaded feed and I loaded mulch. I did everything I could do just to help out, to help her pay the bills. So at this point, I guess I'm done fishing, you know? A friend of mine says, hey, Oakley Big Bass is coming to town. It's the first one ever. Dude, I don't want to fish. You're coming to fish. All right, so we go fish. See now how the GPS I'm talking about, listen to what it's telling you, getting the turns right. Well, I fish that weekend, I catch the biggest fish, and I win the boat.
Well, actually, the guy cheated.
Yeah, well, I catch the biggest fish first thing Sunday morning. Weigh him in. The next period we get beat, and I'm just like, whew. We go back, we're just going to go collect our money. It was a good time. The guy goes like, wait, because I don't think this is on the up and up. And the guy that had recorded the fish bigger than mine wouldn't take the polygraph. And turned out he had another one bigger in his boat. So he decided to leave instead of getting the money. And then kind of the karma part of this, he totals his truck and boat pulling out of the parking lot.
Yeah.
You don't think people are watching, they're watching. So here I am, got a boat. Still don't have any money, but things are starting to change. I got a job with Republic National. It's working in the alcohol industry. I am a rep for the western part of North Carolina. Things are going good. I asked Jacqueline, I was like, what do you feel about letting me fish the opens just for 2 years, just to see? Because that itch was always there. It was just scratch, couldn't make it go away. She's like, fine. So the first year I fished the opens, I did horrible, didn't I? It was bad. I think I finished like 40th in the points. And look, if I'm out of third, I still feel like I did horrible. But I think if you're a competitor, that's the way you should look at it. You don't have to be upset about it or demean yourself, but you know what we want, we know what we want to get, we want to try to get there. Second year, come out swinging and everything's just clicking. I'm not really worried about stuff. End of the year, I'm in like 12th or 14th place. There's not much chance, hey, I'm going to make the elite or anything, but it's been a fun run. I told her when I leave, whatever it is, that's how it's supposed to be. Flash forward a little further, I win that tournament, last one of the year, by 1 ounce. So I qualified for the Classic, I qualified for the Elites, all in one big whoosh. And so all those dreams that were kind of tucked away, just all right back out in front of me, right? But here I am, second time going through it. Who do you trust in? How do you trust? What do you believe? What do you want to believe? I don't know. I have family members saying, you can't do this. You got too good a job. I got her saying, you're going. And by this time, once you're married, she's got the change. It's like, you're going, so I'm going this direction. So we decide, you know what? We're going to do it. It's all going good. Everything's going the right direction. We're going good. I'm fishing a local tournament out on Lake Norman. I'll never forget it. I can take you to the dock in McCray where we were, fishing with Shane Lineberger. I get a text from her. She's pregnant with number 2. I just quit my job to go fish again. And we got number 2 on the way. So we do it together, go off to the first Classic. Great experience, awesome fishing time. One of the best fishing weeks of my life, except for 1 cast in 2 minutes. Did it ruin the whole experience? Not really, because I probably wouldn't be where I am today without that, right? I mean, that's just part of it. If I could teach you anything from that, I mean, we can only control what we got inside here. We can't control equipment. You can't control breakage. You can't control hooks. You can't control motor. You can do upkeep, and you can practice, and hopefully through your practice and preparation, it puts you in the right spot to succeed. But the succeeding part just happens. And once it happens, it becomes contagious. And contagious, it goes on, it goes on, it goes on. The only thing I can tell you, though, about winning is it's not loyal to anybody. In any part of life, whether it's in job, sports, whatever it is, winning doesn't care. It doesn't choose. It's not biased. It's not racist toward whatever. It'll go with whoever. They don't have to be the most honest person in the tournament to win, and winning hops right on. So you got to look at which is most important, the experience, the win, doing it the right way, hold yourself high, know you gave yourself best, know you did your best, right? Because we all come across that, and we all struggle with it. And I know you've all seen it, and there's been certain times where everybody's heard it. Well, this guy's good because he's got all this. You're good because your dad takes you fishing all the time. Christian can hit a baseball because I get him the best bat there is. I tell him the same thing like I tell you about a fishing rod. If you can hit a baseball, you can hit with what? Huh? Speak up. I tell him that all the time, talking about a baseball. If you can hit with a broomstick. If you can catch a bass, you can catch it with a Zebco. Plain and simple. These boats are awesome. I have one. I like that. That's a huge old boat. I'll tell you about that boat. The boat goes 70 plus miles an hour. I can tell you on this hand how many fish I've caught in my entire life going 70 miles an hour. It ain't what it's about. If you get into fishing for that, you got in for the wrong reason. That's not what it's about. It's never been about that. It's not. Anybody think that's what it's about? The greatest fisherman that ever walked this earth didn't even have a boat. You know who that is? Didn't even have a boat. So what's it all about? What's it really all about? It's a spiritual pact you have with yourself and the outdoors and what you like doing. See, people get lost up in the competition. Like my greatest accomplishment, I'll tell you right now, you could come in there. I have a trophy room that's in my living room. My wife built it for me. It has all my accomplishments. I'm proud of them. Lord bless me. I promise you he has. Like they tell you the Lord likes dumb kids. I'm his guy. That's me. Just how I am. My proudest accomplishment, everybody, you come in there and you see this classic trophy. See number 2. You see that little all-star trophy. It sits up. Well, it's on the very top one, isn't it? That's it. Everybody's like, that one? You got this one? You got that one? Because that wasn't supposed to happen. I knew in my heart someday these were going to happen. But that one, little old me, by myself, went all the way up to Michigan and beat my idol on his home lake in his backyard 3 days in a row. If you don't know that story, I beat Kevin Van Dam in the All-Star event. That's the only time in my life, and my wife will probably tell you, that's the only time in my life that I've ever gone fishing with the mission of fishing against somebody. Because in reality, every time we go out on the water, we're fishing against Mother Nature. You're not fishing against me. You're not fishing against him. He's not fishing against you. That's what drives me crazy when people say, I don't want to fish that tournament if he's fishing. My pants go on the same way y'all's do. It doesn't matter. It doesn't. If you start getting into that, you start getting into the way society's wanting you to come. It's not about that. Nothing good was easy. This country was not built easy. That's not the way it works. There's a saying that goes, I'll probably screw this up. Good times create weak people bad times create strong people. Y'all agree with that? Yeah. See, and you guys are in a point in life right now to where you have the opportunity to be strong, strong-willed, strong values, put things back into place. Because right now, and I hope the parents don't mind me saying it is screwed up. Across the board, it is screwed up. From every aspect of life. People can't appreciate people for what they are. This person wants to be that kind of person. You want to be called this word. You want to be this. We got pronouns and nicknames and everything. It's confusing, but it makes no sense. People complain. I'm a huge, huge supporter of the military. People want to complain about those guys. Those guys write a blank check, do it every day without caution so you can fish. Did y'all do that? I had that opportunity to go to the military. I hated the military when I was a kid because my dad was in the military and all I saw was it took him away from me. Flash forward later on in my life when I've seen all the tragedies that have happened, those people are as close to Jesus-like as you can get. They write a blank check, hey, we got you. But then they come home, who's got them? Right now, we don't. As a society, we don't. There are some people that do. There are some people that are pushing for it. But right now, we live in a country where people would rather support people trying to come over illegally than take care of the people that are defending our own land. That is a problem. Look at it how you want. It is absolutely a problem. The blessings that you have to live here, be free, myself, to chase green fish around the country for a make-believe job is absolutely incredible. But that gets overlooked. You hear things, I know you all, well, we get everything for free. Well, you get this. Well, you have that. Well, let me tell you this, how this works. Getting into the fishing stuff, it don't all start out as free. And I still have guys that have been doing it longer than me, and they pay a whole lot of money. That's not the way it works. See, when you start looking at money, you start looking at scholarships, you start looking at sponsors, you start looking at dollars. There's one key thing that people don't understand, and you guys have the opportunity to build that if this is what you want to do. This is what the kind of career you want. It's not go out and stick 10,000 things on your jersey for a coupon or a pack of worms or this. Because once you do this for nothing, they got you right where they want you. Everything you buy is already advertising for free. It's 100%. Under Armour. Every time you buy an Under Armour shirt, what are you advertising? For free. Nike. That's the scheme. That's where they get you. And it's all somebody's name. All the way down the cars, all the way down the line. So what I'm going to tell you, this is kind of over your head right now, but if you think about it, it makes a whole lot of sense. Right? Value doesn't chase money. You create the value. You put in the work. You do the job. If this money's supposed to happen, it'll come. You hear a lot of things now where people are always saying, you don't have to go to school. You don't have to go to college if you don't want to. But if you don't want to go to college, you go somewhere and you learn a trade. You learn a skill to where you are needed in society to make yourself better, and then you could pass it on to the next person. I know schoolwork's not for everybody. Not everybody wants to take that path. I mean, I understand that, realistically. But you can still be the best, whatever you want to be. You know, I told Jacqueline, and I've heard 1,000 times, people always say, tell me your dreams. What are your dreams? What do you want to be? And I tell you the same thing. You tell somebody your dreams and they don't laugh, hell, they ain't big enough. It's free. If you want to be an astronaut, be an astronaut. You know how many people told me, including my dad, that I couldn't do this for a living? My own father. But I can tell you right now, there was no way in this world that this eventually wasn't going to happen. Because as far as I went away from it, there's that GPS redirecting. Wrong turn, take a right, take a right, take a right. I got back right to where I'm supposed to be. Now, in my journey of fishing, was it supposed to be to win the Classic? I happen to think so. I think there's more in line. But there was a bigger picture once I sat back and looked at what I'd accomplished. I get to talk to you guys. I get to talk to the guys like you all across the country. I get to take veterans fishing to show them that somebody cares. I get to raise kids the right way with my wife. My son, my daughter, they see a veteran, boom, right up in front of them, thank you for your service. That simple sentence, that one little sentence, you don't understand what it means to them. We firsthand have been around these guys. I went fishing with a buddy of mine yesterday. You get around them long enough, you know when something's itching, something's on their mind. It's just time to interact. Hey, let's just go fishing. Or hey, let's go hunting. Or hey, you just want to talk on the phone? We'll just talk. Fishing for me has taken me all across the country. You know, they tell you you've made it when, you know, your idols become your peers. And I was very fortunate and lucky to where mine became friends. They call, we do trips with them. It's amazing. But I can tell you, all those people that y'all look up to in the fishing industry, well, you can name it. I mean, just name one. Who are your guys? Swindle. We got Swindle fans. Van Dam, Hackney. I mean, the list goes, whoever you want to name. On Jordan's more along y'all's line, age. They all have one thing in common. Fierce competitors. There's all something that drives. Everybody has a different story. Everybody has a different path. To get to where you want to go might be different. Mine was, look, it took, 35 years till I got to where I was supposed to be. But along that line, I can tell you, because it's happened. You take for granted what's been given to you, what's been laid in front of you, you'll get knocked to your knees. But that's the cool thing about life. That's the cool thing about sports. That's the cool thing about fishing. Nobody remembers you getting knocked down, because it's what you do once you get up. And if you get knocked down, you get back up again. That's the cool thing about it. Opportunity is there. You make your opportunity. Don't expect, because nobody's going to celebrate with you until you've done it. We've been there. Nobody's going to put faith in you until you've done it except yourself. I've been there. And when you get to that point and you're not appreciated, go get your worth. Go get people that appreciate you being there. That's what it's about. And as you're growing up through this, and I know you've heard this before, but this sticks with me real hard. Two things. One, like the stuff you want the most, the stuff you're looking for, the accomplishments you want are just right there. But they're in that work that you're not wanting to do. You got to do that work if you want the prize. It's not coming. It's not just going to happen. You got to work. And it's going to be sacrifice. It's going to be giving up a lot of things. We have a good family friend who's the #1 prospect in baseball this year in high school. He's in South Carolina. His name's P.J. Merlando. We met him. He's been awesome to my family. He's a great kid. He'll tell you, there is no parties. There's no drinking. There is no fun. He has one friend that understands him. Am I right? One. He spends his time in that cage. He spends his time catching fly balls. He spends his time catching ground balls because he knows what his story is. He knows what he wants. Y'all are getting to that age where stuff's going to start happening. You're already there. Hey, if you want to fish and you want to get good at it, you're going to sacrifice. It is. Do I want to go out? Do I want to be on the road and go out and eat, or do I want to eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches so I make sure I've got enough gas in the boat? That's coming, especially for you. That's coming. You got to make those choices. You can't live like a king when it starts. You just can't. And it's not about the equipment. It's not about the baits. It's about yourself, and it's what you want. How you do it, how you achieve it, how you go get it. And as you come along, all of you seem kind of, strong will, strong mind, because it takes that when you fish. Because, you think about it. We put so much pressure on ourselves to go out and catch a fish, and basically they do 3 things. They make little fish, they swim, and they eat. Right? Shouldn't be that hard to catch them. Right? But sometimes we make it the most impossible thing because of the pressure we put upon ourselves. And that's the part that's the part about maturity. That's the part about not paying attention when you come up to the ramp, who's fishing in the tournament. Because it don't matter at the end of the day. It doesn't. None of that matters. It matters about the fellowship, the time you spend on the water. When you're out there, you look up and you think, Lord gave us this. Use it. Take advantage of it. People talk about, I'll get off it a little bit, people talk about, well, this guy's keeping 5 fish to eat. You paid, you got your license. It is your God-given will. You got your license. You are the alpha predator on the food chain. If you want to keep 5 fish to eat them, eat them. What is it going to hurt? Jonathan, am I right? Is that what they're intended for? Right? But respect it. Don't trash it. Stay safe on the water. I'm telling you, because the water, as much peace as it brings, tragedy happens on the water all the time. It just happened on Lake Murray not too long ago. Young man is gone. Just because they say go, sometimes you got to say, hey, we're not going. If they'd have thought a little bit about it, he's probably still here today. Being on the boats don't have brakes, man. Fog, lightning, thunder, extremely high winds, although they do bite good in high winds, but still, extremely high winds, it's not worth not getting to come home and see your mom that night and tell her how the day went. It's not worth me not being able to see my kids and my wife again. It's not worth it. And you'll hear people say that I'm a crybaby because when we go and it's blowing 30 miles an hour and we're up north in those big lakes, I bitch and complain the whole time like we do not need to go. We're professional fishermen. If it takes 3 weeks to get in, we get it in. We don't need to go. But they go. Do I always go? Jack will tell you most of the time I kind of just skate out to the side and do what I can do because that's what's important to me. Without that, none of this means anything. Without them to share it with, nothing I've done means anything. You know? If I can't make it back to talk to y'all, it means nothing. If you go to college and you win a big tournament and I don't get to hear about it from your daddy or get to tell you congratulations, it means nothing. I'm in a point in my life where my priorities have just shifted. I'm still as competitive as I've ever been. I still want to win as much as I ever have. But I've learned that putting fishing in front of your faith, in front of your family, in front of everything at all costs is detrimental to everything. It's detrimental to your mental health. It's detrimental to your family health. It's detrimental to relationships. And it is. So you guys got to learn this, and this is something that took me a long time through looking at bad relationships and having some bad family relationships it hits kind of deep, but blood relation makes you related. You don't necessarily make family. And that's hard to hear, but she knows where that's coming from. But I promise you that. Like, you're going to grow up and things are going to go on. Some of you be doctors, you could be farmers, you can be whatever you want to be. And the dads in here will probably contest to this, but you're probably going to have 2 or 3 buddies you can count on the rest of your life that'll be there with you. Right? You're probably going to have 2 or 3. People will come and go, but there'll be 2 or 3 your whole life. And one of my high school buddies, still to this day, since we were this big, he's back and forth, we're fishing during the summer at the beach. But you're going to have 2 or 3. And you know what? That's okay. Because that's all you need. If you got your spirituality, you've got your Lord, you got a few good friends, you got a family, you hold your head high coming back and forth from your job or from the lake, whatever you've done, you know you've done things the right way, that's a full life. That's something to be proud of. Now, I'm for one, I'm never going to tell you not to go fishing if you want to be a professional fisherman. I just want you to understand that if you go no holds bar and put everything at risk, the cost is going to get you. It will. And the price of succeeding can be risky and pretty high. But the price of not ever trying will haunt you the rest of your life. Haunt you to the core. So people say, you lost that big fish in the first classic, you would have won. How is it bad? Do you think it's bad? I think it built a fire. At the time, I'm laying on the deck of my boat after I lost that fish, and like 10,000 memories have gone through my head. Just boom, boom, boom. But all it did was build me to where I was today. That's all it did. You're very capable of doing whatever you want to do. I know they're quick to tell you now, and especially in today's society, you can't do this. This is not the way we do this. You do things the way your parents taught you, the way you were raised, right? And you're going to screw up. Everybody does. But don't shake that head. You too. But you screw up one time, that doesn't make you who you are. Who you are is what you consistently do. We all fall short. Across the board. 100%. It's going to happen. I'm going to mess up before Friday. Promise you. Somebody in here is going to mess up before I do. I guarantee. Just the way it works. Y'all scared because y'all are looking pretty intent. So look, enjoy what you got. Enjoy your friends. Enjoy your time in school. You're going to want it back. I promise you. Y'all spend all this time wanting to get this stuff and wanting to be out there and wanting to be out there and wanting to grow up. And when you get my age, you're going to be like, damn, I wish I was 15 years old again because I would do this, I would do that. It's funny how that works. Am I right? You spend that time and you want to get to here. And then when you get to here, man, what I would have done when I was that old. Right? And that's the way you got to handle it. The last thing I'm going to tell you is this. Right? There's 3 ways you handle this world. And there's 3 ways you handle people. When you walk, you're going to have people that are weaker than you. You're going to have friends that are quieter than you. You're going to be in situations where people are behind you. Those are the people you protect, you stick up for. Then we're all going to have that buddy that's right there beside us. No matter what happens, he's right there. That's that guy you respect because y'all right there again. Each other, you're right there at it. You know, we're going to go do this. We're going to get it done. Things are going to happen. You're on the baseball field. You're fist bumping, let's go, let's get this done, right? Third people. You're going to have people that oppose you, especially if you're in the outdoor industry. It's going to happen. I promise you. Sooner or later, your ventures are going to take you somewhere where somebody's going to call you every name in the book because you catch a fish or you kill deer. You eat animals. These are the same people that buy all their stuff at the grocery store, get mad at you for going out shooting deer, and they go buy a butchered cow. Those people, as much as I want to tell you, show them no mercy and you buck up to them, those people, you block. Because there's no sense stooping to their level, right? There's no sense. If you want to hunt, you want to fish, God put them on this earth. We are the alpha predator. We eat. You do it by the rules. You take your harvest, you go on about your business. That's why it's here.